All right, members of the culture. I am Ron. You are here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We're here for another episode of Let's Talk About It. What is Let's Talk About It? That is a review segment where I take a figure, I review it, tell you if, in my opinion, if it's worth your money, score it, and then you in the comment section down below, let me know you thought of the review, the figure, whether or not you'll be purchasing it, and what you might want to see next. So, with that understanding and your permission, let's do this. All right, who we got coming to the stage today? Oh, snap. The one and only, often imitated, never duplicated, the greediest of all lanterns, the Orange Lantern himself, Larfleeze. This is a badass figure, man. I am so pumped to have this. Just in first thoughts by looking at it, this is one of the first figures where I can say, man, I could not wait to open this package. I really couldn't. This is a killer sculpt, but we'll talk more about that later. First thing I'd like to talk about the packaging. Minimalist in a way, good window box. You can see it. I love this image on the back right here. As you can see, mine, because he represents gluttony. That orange lantern is his and his alone, and he will kill anyone that comes close. Larfleeze right here, DC Classic. They did a fantastic job right here with that. So to be honest with you, for me, packaging for Larfleeze is going to be a strong 8. So let's get him out of the package and we'll talk about what he's got going on. Next up would be the accessories. So obviously we've seen this DC collector stand. You've seen that before. And then he has a cool trading card that tells you about him. You've seen that before too. The only other thing that he has outside of that are the usual suspects. And by usual suspects, I mean these. You've seen these effects before, from Parallax Hal Jordan to regular Hal Jordan to Sinestro. We've seen these kind of orange things that fit on the fist, these constructs. I would have liked to have seen something different, a sword, a hammer. I mean, something besides that. He does have his orange lantern, and since it is orange and something we don't really see, it is the same lantern that you've seen before. But since it is orange, that kind of makes it a little different because we haven't seen that one. You know, we've seen the green one with, I mean, countless lanterns from Arcus Chummock to the Green Man to Tomar Ray, Abin Sur. They've definitely reused them a bunch of times. But the accessories here, it's kind of some of the same, you know. So for me, I would like to see that change. I know McFarlane's going out, so I have to grade it, you know, on the regular scale. Accessories, probably the weakest part about this, it's going to be a 6. Next up, we'll talk about articulation, right? And in terms of articulation, this one moves pretty good. I like this buck that they chose for it. And I'll cover more about that as we get into sculpt. But very well on articulation. It's not really a problem. There's the orange lantern I talked about right there. You've got double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. No issue with the head right here rotating or any of that. It can look up. I wish it could look up more than it can. And it looks down a little bit. Here's for perspective. You can kind of see there. I mean, it's decent, but nothing to write home about. But it is decent as far as the head. Everything else on the body articulates fairly well. Stand there. Don't you do that to me. Stay there, freak. But articulation, I think, is really, really well. This particular body, no issues, honestly. I think you can get him into just about every pose that you would want to. So articulation, he kind of redeems himself with a 9. Next up, we're going to talk about the sculpt. And for sculpt, I wanted to zoom in on that face. That is the stuff of nightmares right there. That is extra freaking creepy. I think they nailed that. The power ring sculpted on the finger right there, as you saw. Just wonderful. I mean, the lantern symbol, everything about him, they nailed. This body, if I'm not mistaken, was only used once before, and it was the Dawnbreaker body, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can fact check me on that. But I think Dawnbreaker is the only other time they used this body, and so this was a fantastic use of it. I like it when they don't, I mean, don't get me wrong, you got to get the most out of your molds, and I understand that part, but I like it when they don't overuse them. So this sculpt looks different because you've only seen it one other time that I'm aware of. So I think they did a great job of all the details. If you look at that picture, and then after you look at that picture, if you look at that figure, and then I showed you this picture, I think that this figure reminds you of that picture. Let's get a good close-up. There we go. I definitely think you know that this freak is that freak, right? No problem there. So for a sculpt, I think that's one of the stronger aspects of this. He gets a 9 on sculpt. So good job to Todd McFarlane and crew on that. So the last thing to talk about, obviously, is the price. I don't know. Prices vary depending where you are. When I bought this Larfleeze, I got him at a Walmart, and I got him for I don't know if they were supposed to ring him for $24.99, but I feel like he was $24.99, although he's supposed to have been 27. So maybe I got lucky. So, but I'm gonna rate it for what it was, and I got him for that price. So therefore, for price, he gets a 9. That gives Larfleeze a grand total, folks, of 8.2. 8.2. So do I recommend Larfleeze for you to purchase? Yes, wholeheartedly, I absolutely do recommend Larfleeze if you can get your hands on him. So he'll probably set you back $27.99 depending on where you are, or if you're lucky like me, $24.99. But definitely, he is worth a purchase and a pickup. If you're a Lantern fan, he is a worthy, more than worthy addition to your Lantern and DC multiverse collection, especially if you're getting the last of the McFarlane toys before they turn the license over to Mattel. I 110%. I don't know that we'll see a Larfleeze from Mattel. Maybe we won't. But in the meantime, for the purpose of this review, absolutely, he is worth the purchase to me. So that's my review of Larfleeze, and you let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and whether you plan on purchasing Larfleeze, but definitely recommend them. Fantastic job by McFarlane Toys on this figure. So folks, that's been my time. Until the next review, and I can't wait for the next review. I won't spoil it. Just know it's one you've been looking forward to. That's all I'll say. But until the next review, as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, please continue to stay tuned. Please continue to stay collecting. And on behalf of myself and this greedy bastard, Larfleeze, please continue to stay great. I will see you all on the next one.